let's figure this out. All right, YouTube. Oh, we're gonna do this like right now. Just to be clear. We have a candidate phone here that we've been waiting for to see whether or not Aaron Harrington is a genius and has saved the world from iPhone 7 baseband CPU shorts that cause irretrievable data. So he solved one. He solved one that had, let's see if ZXW is still working. Hello, ZXW. Let's make that go away. Okay. So he had one that was on this line that was shorted. This is iPhone 7. And he had a short. This is pretty typical. That was on this line called PP1V0 SMP S5. Now this line is short, almost always within the baseband CPU. So it could be a shorted cap, it could be one of these shorted caps, it could be a short within the baseband PMU, but it's always an internal short to the baseband CPU. Now there are a few others that are like it. We just saw a couple that were short on this line here, the 1V0LDO9. We've also seen some that are short on this PMU AMUX line. But today we are going to be talking about this one, the PP1V0 SMP-S5 line. So what Aaron Harrington did, and he posted this in the intro group Facebook, what he did was he said, hey, even though this line is short, internal to the baseband CPU, what if I solder a wire up here on L5605_RF, that coil, solder a wire there, and what if I just inject 1 volt into the shorted line? Now, you know, most of us would think, well, you know, if you're just going to inject a voltage into a shorted line, then all you're going to do is run electrons to ground, and that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you get data and get that phone to boot, because the baseband CPU function is required for boot, at least as far as we know. So he said, I'm trying it anyway. So he soldered that wire, and on his video, he had that phone booting. So the phone booted, and he was able to get data. So way to go, Aaron. Nice job on that. And what we're here to do today, it's the last day of Practical Board Repair School, and we've got this one case here that Rick brought, and Rick is going to try Aaron's same fix. And together, the whole world, PBRS students plus me, we're all going to figure out at the same time whether or not Aaron Harrington has come up with a solution that is going to benefit lots of people that are missing pictures on their iPhone 7s with baseband CPU shorts, or if it was a one-time fluke. So let's give it a try. By the way, you have to do this, so hop up.
Oh. So this is an iPhone 7 dock?
No.
No?
So you need an iPhone 7 dock.
Let's get an iPhone 7 dock in here, just so we can show that we connected to iTunes too.
Okay, how about, can we just use your housing?
Yeah.
Great, because that's dock as far as I don't know where another one is.
Okay.
What phone is back here?
Mine. It's charging.
Is it a 7?
It's a 6.
Oh.
I have a 7, but it's in the housing and charging too.
Yeah, we just finished putting everything back together.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so what do you think's gonna happen, Bill? Is it gonna work? I'm gonna go with no. No way. What do you think's gonna happen, Mark?
No.
Mark!
Yeah, maybe.
Mark, always so non-committal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking to earlier this week, which like, see, Mark never, like, he
Commits.
won't guess. He will not guess. He's like, I do not know whether it will work or not, so the answer is maybe. Alrighty, so Rick here is working with the DC power supply, and we're gonna make it so that we can, let's make this kind of small, and that way we can see what is going on with, yeah, we don't really need that at all. There you go. All right, so tell us what you're doing.
I got the DC power supply set to 1 volt. So that's what we
Yes.
want to put into that line.
Okay, and that's its native voltage, right?
Right.
Okay. And
And I'm set up with a wire soldered to that same coil that Aaron chose.
okay.
And I'm about to connect ground to the sim tray.
So on his, how much? What kind of current did his consume?
About half an amp.
Yeah,
0.48.
0.5. Okay.
Okay.
So what'd you learn this week, Rick, at Practical Board Repair School? How to use your eyes? I know that.
Or I did learn how to use my eyes.
You had a couple lessons on rule number 1.
A couple lessons on rule number 1.
I'm trying to get the chat to work over here. Oh. Oh, there we go. Right, yeah. Alright, so what happened? You connected it?
Not yet.
No, not yet? Okay.
Let's connect it.
Alright.
Alright.
Looks like this pops out.
I'm gonna connect the battery. Connect my power supply.
We're going to
Get ready to prompt a bit.
Okay, so you connected it, and is there any current draw, like, right
No.
now? No?
No.
Are you sure you connected it? Like, did you tin the wire and stuff?
Yeah.
Did it flicker at all? Okay, yeah, I see a flicker. Okay, there you go.
Okay,
So
I'm
you
getting a
got
flicker.
0.04, 40 milliamps. Right, so you're prompting to boot. Do you have the battery connected?
Yes.
Okay, so at prompt to boot, it goes up to 0.12. Now let's look. Can we see the screen? Can you see the screen? What's on the screen, bro? Nothing. Is that battery charged? I'm gonna go with probably not.
Probably not.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's just see if it like charges. Like stick it in USB. All right. Let's grab. I think we should use another DC power supply so that we can be sure that it's like so that we could, you know, maybe even make a little graph. That'd be cool.
Use power Z.
Yeah, we could do that. But let's do this. So here, you can use these and either make this one be your one. So we'll do this. Turn on, and then look at that. I've already been doing something similar to that. All right, so 1 volt,
Okay.
and that's on. So you can click that there, and then use the squid for the 7 to see what's up with this. So you want me to turn this back up to battery voltage?
Yes.
Alrighty.
7 battery voltage.
Yes. Alright. Woo. 2-hour stream. Hell of fire. Gonna be quick. We have lots of these fun streams planned that are gonna be like super short. We're gonna do how to calibrate your bottom preheater. Hey Mark, do you think you can do that in 5 minutes or less? How to calibrate the bottom preheater?
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, my wire's burning.
Why is your wire on fire?
Because I'm using that squeak. That's turned all the way up to 4 volts.
So you just put 4 volts into the CPU?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not going to be able to answer a question. Who else has an iPhone 7 with that exact same short?
The exact same short.
Maybe it'll still work. That would really be impressive. That would really be impressive. So,
Sorry, Aaron.
so where'd you get this phone? So you get phones from literally the trash can.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So
People
how many
just give them away.
how
because
many
they're-
people just throw their phone away?
If it's older, a lot.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, but like fours. Like how many? So you work for like a refurbishing. Hey,
Computer recycling.
fix everything there is that's electronics or shred it, right?
Right.
So, how many like people would just put an iPhone 4 just is that what they do? Just throw it away?
Yeah.
How many do you see like in a month?
How many iPhone 4s do I see in a month?
Mm-hmm.
Probably up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Just in our small area.
Yeah. All right. Well, we gotta get our answer. So you hooked up 1 volt. Wait, you had it on. Are you prompting it to boot right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's turn the camera back on. Okay. So you have 1 volt. Now, did you ever get a flicker over there on your thing? You're sure you're connected to ground? There you go. You got a flicker.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
But are you sure? Like seems like when you touch it, it goes, and then when you let go, it stops.
Yeah. Maybe we could get a better connection on this wire.
Did you tin it?
I did. I tinned the tip of the wire.
Alrighty.
That looks good. Oh, lost it.
Spectre says CPU dies are tough. It'll be fine. Alrighty. Where is this trash can?
Up, you're getting something.
Alright, it's booting. Do you see an Apple logo?
I see an Apple logo.
Okay, good. We got Bill on the reporting side.
That's funny because I'm not injecting anything into
I did see that.
CPU.
Now it's gone.
Well, that's the thing. Like with these baseband CPU shorts, they
You
boot,
get
right? Like
boots.
we made those like
Correct.
graphs.
Yeah.
Oh, went out again.
Yeah, it gets pretty high here on DC power when it kind of drops. Is that lasting longer? Ooh, look at that. See, that's like 2.
2 point.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if my current limit is set up to that. Now, it would be cool if on Aaron's phone we were able to see,
Battery connector current draw.
yeah, from the whole thing, like the whole startup. It would be almost worth it. In fact, we probably should get out Power Z to see if the graph of this phone is different.
With the power being affected.
Don't we have a graph of this phone? We do.
We have a graph of this
this
phone.
is the one that's number 16, right?
Graph 16 and 15.
And yeah, that'd be cool. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. And stick that right there. All right, so let's see what we need to do to make that happen. So that's consuming 0.1 and on 1.1 amp into the CPU short. Now on Aaron's phone, it went up to 0.5. That's a lot, you know. This one's not going up anywhere near like that. Interesting.
Because we burned
I'm really bummed out that you sent 4 volts into that CPU because that's a bit of a drag. All right, so disconnect that. Mark, we need another squid. We need a 3rd squid. All right, so let's. Where's the Power Z? Okay, so that's this one. So I'm going to disconnect this. All right, I don't think we need a 3rd squid. I think we've got a 3rd squid. All right, here's this. What percent of your brain right now is thinking, God, I can't believe I fucking sent 4 volts on that. I hope my boss doesn't watch this.
99.
I do like way stupider shit constantly, so don't worry.
You can
we'll just make it. Like
This is a live stream, right?
No. We'll make it be like it. We'll just like leave it on for 2 hours. Nobody will ever watch it. All right, so we're gonna connect this to this, and here we go. All right, so now your thing is ready, and we should be able to make a Power Z graph and see whether or not it's the same or not. So let's see if we can ask Open Broadcaster to show screen, which now we should be able to show Power Z. So this is this phone.
Yes.
And this is a different phone. Let's see. Oh no, is it going to forget about that? All right, yeah. So this is Nick's phone. And this 16 is the phone we're working on now.
Correct.
So we are going to do a new one. All right, and prompt to boot. Prompt to boot.
How did Aaron do this? Just clipped it onto this.
Alright, so let me make sure this is all working. So that goes in there, that goes in there, this goes in here. And that, you have this is the 7 going into the battery connector?
Yes.
Alright. So it's at 2, like on DC power, like 2 amps right now. Something's up with that.
Why?
Hmm?
Is it trying to boot? It shouldn't be.
This is probably garbage. Yeah, let's make sure.
Trash?
Yeah, probably trash, exactly. Now, do you say trash or garbage?
Trash.
Yeah!
Who says garbage? People from New
Everybody
Jersey.
here but except for me.
You cabbage.
Alright, so something's up with this, I think, so let's investigate. Make sure that none of these like other squid legs are touching.
No good.
Alrighty. That just lays that's not going anywhere. He's connected through here.
Z power Z.
This is Power Z himself. This goes there. And this should be 0, which it is.
Look at the looking like me taking this shit and we it. Might be all over the internet, bro.
There we go.
Blast me. I can take it.
Alright. And does it have it doesn't have any kind of image, does it?
No.
Came up for a minute and went away. There it
Alright,
is.
so we're gonna check. Is this the same boot loop or a different boot loop? So remember, the old boot loop went little, spike, flat. It went baby, bigger, flat, and then big, and then giant, and then boot loop.
Baby, bigger, flat, huge spike.
Yes.
Come on, huge
Big
spike.
spike.
There we go.
There it
And then down, and then it has like a little hiccup, and then
Decreasing.
all the way down. So then it goes again.
Baby.
Baby, bigger, flat, ready, big one, go big one, yay! All the way down, hiccup, and then 0. All right, so that, let's let that draw out for like the full minute 15, which it pretty much is. All right, it's odd though, it's not making a display. Did you just do something different? Why is it, something is now short. All right, so let's hit stop on that. To figure out what is now touching. So something is touching, or like one of those. Unless it's booting. That's an odd thing. What's it doing? It never did that before.
Not attached to. Sweet CPU power.
Yeah, that kind of like messes up our graph because it pulls too much current. All right, so let's hit.
That's way too much.
So this 2 amps is interesting. All right, so let's hit stop on that, and let's this 2 amps, we need to figure out if that is the device or is that cabling. So let's like really pay attention to when that happens. Yeah, so it's still like 2 amps. So let's make sure that
Little squid is just plugged
none
into.
of the other squid parts let's merge these guys and make sure that they are not able to tell.
Okay.
Let's see.
No.
All right, so
Device. Shorting.
here, let's watch this. Disconnect from the device and then reconnect the
Here.
battery. Yep. Yeah, so it's cable. So leave that off.
Okay.
All right, so let's figure that out. All right, so this. Let's see. Is it? So lifting this up made that stuff. Then I feel like swapping out this one. Let's do that. Here, you hold that. And that made difference. Here's one. The white one? Oh, okay. Alright, plug in that. Oops. And why don't you like redo your screen so that we can see that Apple logo and make sure that it makes a thing.
Okay.
What? A post for what? Oh yeah.
Messed up, right?
Yeah.
People are crazy.
That was this week, bro.
Yeah, I remember when you were talking about that.
Actually, that was a different one that we were pissed about. All right, hit like okay on that. Okay. All right, did you reseat screen?
Reseat the screen?
Yeah, like
Connectors?
yeah. Did you do that?
No.
Okay. Well, I think something was up with that because it should make an Apple logo. It should try to boot loop, right? No matter what.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a lot more systematic and make more sense if we took a working 7, like your other one, and then we put wires on the different coils and intentionally shorted them to ground and then looked to see how that changed the
Boot loop?
boot graph. That would be a better contribution to science. Maybe that could be your homework for sending 4 volts into the CPU.
You're not gonna make me eat chips.
Yeah. I think you probably sent 4 volts into the CPU because we already made you eat chips. Alrighty. So let's make this go back to here while we're messing around. And let's make it so we can see what's going on with
Squid seems to be.
Are they trying to bit bang the CPU into working conditions? Yes, that's exactly
Yes.
what we're doing. So yes. Why does microwaving an electronic device for a couple of seconds fry it, even if the device is turned fully off when microwaving? Well,
we were just talking about microwaves.
Yes, we are. In fact, we're gonna. That's the stream that we have to do later today.
Data destruction.
Johan tried this injection method for the AMUX one as an internal short. Didn't work for me. Yes, I tried that line as well. Didn't work for me. Is the squid shorted? Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Johnny Chang says, unless I'm wrong, but I think the kernel in every Unix-like OS, which the iOS is based upon, should have a fallback mode to report what went wrong during boot instead of staying blank and mute. Oh, it does, but we just can't understand what any of that means. Let's see. Chris Long
That's
is
better.
trying to juggle his new life. And all right, so what's the haps here?
Well, our squid is no longer short.
Okay, great. Really? Because when what are you doing here? You are okay. So let's disconnect here. Pull that black wire from that DC power over there. No, yeah, just pull that. All right. So let's connect your DC power going into the baseband CPU line. So the
Off this other DC power supply.
yep.
Okay. Ground on something better than my wire.
Okay. So you're putting ground down there on the bottom screw bracket,
And
we're
make
gonna.
a good connection on this wire.
Okay. So we're gonna watch to see if we get a flicker up there on this guy. So flicker. Well, why don't you make that connection under the microscope with your eyes on it so that you can
Look through
see.
the microscope as I'm working.
Yeah. You know, because the whole like eyes are your best tool stuff. Gotta make sure you are getting the good lesson here. All right, where is the?
Don't strain the microscope.
You can lift it way up to be able to see that. Move that. Stick that up there. That's okay. So you're trying to see this wire
Mm-hmm.
under the microscope. So we'll get you in focus for that. All right. So that doesn't look tin to me. Does it look tin to you?
No.
Okay, great. So let's just tin it up right on top of the battery without touching the battery. Flux. Right here. And you can touch the. Yeah, 'cause this is super legit.
Right on top.
Here
of the
you go.
battery.
Yeah, that's fine.
As long
The
as you don't puncture it.
post-it note will totally.
Captain
We'll
tape does
totally-
nothing, but post-it notes.
Yes. We'll keep your lungs safe for just blowing that away. Okay. So tin that wire up so that we can get a good connection. Maybe you never now you've never sent 4 volts into the CPU because it wasn't tin, so it couldn't have made a connection.
No.
We'll just ignore the smoking part.
The wire was smoking because the insulation was burning off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just jack off this wire real
Does anyone know a possible fix for a dead iPhone 7 button?
quick. Just replace the filter, bro.
Depends on what button it is, I guess. Alrighty. I have a short on an iPhone 6 PP1V8. Is this normally the CPU? That's almost always somebody putting too much heat, taking the shields off. And then yes, then it's internal to the CPU. Alright. So let's make it so that we can see. Can you see under the microscope?
Yeah, it's clear.
Oh, okay. Alright, where is it? So,
Nope, other way. A little more. That way. Yeah, there it is. I see it.
okay. There it is. Alright. Yeah, okay. So, clip that wire.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Look, you got
And we have a
steady,
small flicker. Yeah.
a steady dish.
Oh, just came out. Oh,
Damn
wait,
it.
no.
We're gonna have to solder that wire to those things. They're never gonna clamp.
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Well, just solder the wire on there so we can eliminate variables. See, somebody's already tried that. It was probably me. Although it seems pretty steady right now. Flux. All right. So what else does anybody have to wrap up? Because we're kind of getting to the end. You fixed your phone, so you have a working 6S Plus. You fixed your phone so that you have a way to get to the airport.
Someone will pick
We
them
still
up.
need to do audio IC on your other phone. How's the connector phone working? That's 6
Okay.
Plus?
I still have a little problem with
What's the problem? Mark has it? Oh,
Okay.
Alright, so Mark's got that.
Yeah, I've got that.
How about you?
My iPhone 6S Plus tried to start yesterday.
Is fixed?
Mhm.
Okay. And then this one is the one we just talked about that
The
has
7
like
we
10,
figured
10.
out. Oh, the
Well,
6.
the 7, yeah, and then the other one that needs a bunch of projects.
Correct.
All right.
And I'll work on it.
Bill fixed everything he brought about a day ago. How about you, Weston? Are you still gonna start out with your TriStar right out of the gate? iPhone 5, the white whale, and knock it out, or are you gonna put that on ice for a little bit? What's it gonna be?
I actually don't know what I'm gonna do with it, because I replaced it already.
The TriStar?
No, the phone. So I probably might just try my luck with it.
All right. Well, if you do, for iPhone 5 TriStar, put it on the preheater. Get the underfill off with like green tweezers, like really cut it around. All right, what's going on over here? And then first reball your A1608 chip with lead.
Interesting.
And then what do you mean interesting?
I connected the
All right,
DC
what's
power
going
supply
on
that's
over
going into the
here?
battery connector.
Okay, hit hand cam, put power on that GoPro.
What? Power on?
Yeah, like that thing. Yeah, press that. All right, so what?
So we got a small increase.
All right, so this is
current.
steady because you made a successful connection there.
Right.
Okay, good.
It was steady 0.04 amps.
Mhm.
And then as soon as I plugged in the DC power supply that's going into the battery connector,
Mhm.
the current hooked up to the CPU, the baseband CPU power line.
Went up to 0.1 and it's staying there.
Right, still steady, and of
And
course
that's
the
a
0 on the.
So that
good.
tells us what?
That well, there's power going from the connector
From the battery into
connector
main
into
and
eventually into that line.
yes, probably right. So that tells us that somewhere main is leaky to baseband CPU, which maybe is okay because the baseband power management chip itself is largely powered on main, just like the baseband or like the regular PMIC. So we'll have to see. So did you prompt to boot yet?
Nope.
Okay, so prompt to boot, which we should be able to see on DC power supply. So you're prompting to boot with USB. So with USB, let's have you prompt, and then take that out so that we can really kind of get our information from over here. So I'm going to disconnect from down here. I see an Apple logo, and it looks like that same classic boot loop, right? So let's see, will it prompt again by itself or no? So let's prompt it again with USB, prompt.
This is-
Oh, you
I
disconnected
did
it.
disconnect.
Oh, okay. All right, leave it in there and we can just kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, prompt it with USB. Prompt. And
Logo.
all right, then let's watch it trace its power Z graph. So that looks kind of the same.
Still loopy.
But let's see, since now we should be able to make a power Z graph. So we'll go to screen, power Z, and we're going to make a new one. So let's hit go on that and see what it does. All right. So 16 was its last.
It
Like-
looks different already. Let it go. Maybe not
I don't
so
think so.
different.
I think it's just
Not
the
so different.
amplitude is a little bit off. Yeah, it looks like it's got the same kind of baby one, bigger one, straight, flat area, and then a spike up to almost one.
But dropping back down is slightly different here.
All right, let's let it go for a second. Let's compare it to 16. So this was the earlier one before doing anything. Yeah, you're dropping back down. It has this sort of like double dip. Let's see if it still does that. Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's,
drops
you're right.
straight
It's
down.
totally,
It's
it's different.
It's different.
It's different. Much more closer to normal, I'm sure. It's almost fixed. Any minute now, it's totally gonna be. All right, that's cool. So let's hit stop record and let's make another one and see what that's like. All right, that's pretty cool. So conclusion. So what have we learned here with this? Let's have a conclusion. So we're gonna we'll ask you for your thoughts and whether what are we gonna like kind of rename this video to so that we can say whether or not Aaron Harrington is a genius or not. So what do you think? Let's take off this. Make that go back over here. All right. So what did we learn here? Nothing. Yay!
Well,
Come on. There's only one lesson. I'll start you off.
Don't inject force into.
Yes! He learned. Yes. The lesson, folks, is that when you're using the DC power supply, you have to. We need an equivalent of measure twice, cut once. What we need a rule. What is it? Look at your line twice, connect once.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. All right. So when using the DC power supply, look at your line twice. Get your squids to stop shorting together, and then connect it once. But honestly, this is tough. I don't think we can. I think because of that, the unfortunate fact that we saw a little bit of smoke, and we know we put 4 volts into the CPU. We didn't make it worse.
True.
It's not worse. So you learned something. Data destruction. 4 volts to the baseband CPU is not enough. It's insufficient. I
Okay.
guess. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's
maybe.
fine.
We should send this phone to Aaron.
Yes!
See if he can get
Yes! Yes! Aaron Harrington, we got a phone coming to you.
You know what I wish?
It's got a
Is
short-
if Aaron had made a graph with Power Z before and after,
Yes.
before and during his
yes.
operation, then we could compare to that
Yes.
and really learn something here.
Yes, I agree. So we're really liking the Power Z stuff, especially this phone, because the last 2 phones, the Power Z graphs were really identical, and they both had the exact same short. So super exciting. And then this one had a baseband short, but it was on a different line. And even though the graphs were really similar to the other baseband line short, I think that they are different. In fact, let's look back at that just real quick before we hit stop. So 16 is this one, and 6 was the other one. So 16 versus 6, like kind of how it comes back down, like 16, I don't know. That's a little bit. We'd have to really study that, I think. Take some measurements. But anyway, we still don't know whether or not we're going to be able to use the Power Z dongle solution to make these graphs and try, ideally, to be able to identify line level defects by their current consumption differences. That'd be super cool. We don't know whether or not that's going to be possible, but we've been playing around with it today, and it's been pretty fun. And it would have been really cool. So if you guys go and try these injection experiments, get out do that. We're starting to sell our Power Z dongle kits at iPad Rehab Supply, so you can get one and start charting and posting stuff on iPad Rehab forums so that we can all compare notes. And I think it'll be really fun to see how this works out, because I too would love to see on the one that Aaron solved by injecting, I would love to see what the boot loop looked like before and after he was able to inject and get the thing to boot. So for us, it's a big failure, but we can't quite say that injecting into this line didn't work, because technically, even though there's really nothing wrong with this device other than a short on our SMP5 line, we kind of made it worse. But I don't know. I mean, it didn't work. We know that, but we can't. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it's tough. Like, how do they even get to be short to begin with? Kind of probably through something exactly like that. Main hitting the line, which is the only thing that happened here. So it's kind of not different than what probably happened natively, but you just can't quite say for sure. So we don't know. And let's see if there's anything relevant to respond to in chat. Anybody have any good ideas? Never give up on your dreams. Well, first, we learned not to send 4 volts and an infinite amount of amps. It wasn't infinite. It's limited to 2. Let's see, Jessa, I'm trying to call your shop to ask about the course. My only question is this. Can I use VA benefits to attend the course? Probably not, because that sounds like asking us for a level of legitimacy. We're just some friends that are teaching a course. Was Mark going to mention how to calibrate the preheater? We are going to do a 5-minute video on that in about an hour. Let's see. Siri needs an upgrade. What?
Could microwaving a BB get the same result? Do it.
Could microwaving a basement get the
the power
same
zero.
result
Find
I
out.
see here in half the time?
Get out the power zero?
Yes. Yes, it can. I got my power Z, got it all set up. Yes. Yes. That's what we like to hear. Fantastic. Can't wait to see some of those. Variables and targeting specific current related faults would be much El Big O. We'll see. Pessimist. Boo. Everybody thinks the four. Well, why not? Exactly. Yes. All right. So that's it for us. We tried. We tried to settle a industry debate. We will persevere. Find the answer. See you next time. Stop streaming.